Hi, boys and girls. We're going to read. Oh, there's Darby. She's sitting with me. And Darby and I are going to read The One and Only Bob. You ready? I know Dr. Doublelack has been reading it with you. Now I'm going to read The Amazing History of Man's Best Friend. It's Darby. There she is. Hey, Darbs. Before long, me and Ivan were best buddies. Darby wants to lick. We're an unlikely pair, sure. Ivan's calm and serene, a philosopher and artist. I wish I could be more like that. No one's ever accused me of being level-headed. Hot-headed for sure. And I can't talk pretty like Ivan can. I'm a street dog. I'm a street dog after all, and proud of it. Darby's licking my book. I'm gonna move it over here. Now she's just licking. And I can't talk pretty like Ivan can. I'm a street dog after all, and proud of it. Still, we clicked in a way I never had with humans. Man's best friend? No way. Gorilla's best friend. You bet. Seems to me the first time I ever heard the phrase man's best friend was while I was watching TV with Ivan. Back in the day, Ivan had this little television and we watched a lot of stuff together. Old movies, westerns, cartoons, you name it. Poor guy was stuck in a cage. Didn't have a lot else to do except throw me balls at gaping humans. Anyways, me and Ivan, big fans of the tube, cat food commercials, pro bowling, dancing with the stars. What's not to like? Once we watched this special on the Nature's Channel. It was called The Amazing History of Man's Best Friend. Show was all about famous dogs. There were rescue dogs and therapy dogs and war dogs and fire dogs and movie dogs and this dogs and that dogs. Between you and me, most of them were just plain overachievers. Hmm. Then they got to this dog named Hatch something or other. Hatchetoe, maybe. Seems his owner died, for the record. I object to the word owner, but we'll set that aside for now. And Hatch something or other sat around for over 9 years in the same spot at the same train station day after day, waiting for him to return. Thing is, the narrator guy was blabbing on and on about this dog, really the over the top stuff. How loyal, how loving, break out the Kleenex, blah, 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 blah. Darby wants me to pet her. Wow, wow, wow. Man's best friend. They made a statue of this dog. I kid you not. A statue of a dog who sat around 9 years waiting for a dead guy. What do you think, Darby? What do you think? Here she is. You think Darby's our best friend? She is a good dog. Okay. We found Darby and she was wandering the street when we got her. Didn't we? Hi, you were sitting next door. In my opinion, the dog was a ninny, a numbskull, a nincompoop. I'm yours. Let me tell you about being man's best friend. Being man's best friend can mean a lot of things. Companionship, belly rubs, tennis balls. Darby likes tennis balls. But it can also mean dark, endless highway and open truck window. It can mean the smell of the wet wind as hands grab the box you're in with your brothers and sisters and you go sailing into an unkind night. And still crazy as it sounds, you're thinking, but I'm yours, I'm yours, I'm yours. No one. That's what being man's best friend can get you. A black highway, an empty box, and no one in the world but you. That was kind of Darby. Somebody let her go and she was just wandering our neighborhood, weren't you? We were just wandering our neighborhood. And then we found her. Now she lives with us, sitting on my couch, sitting on anything she wants. Early days. I don't remember much about my early puppy days. It was 3 years ago, but sometimes it feels like 300. Mostly I recall fighting with my sibs for a primo meal spot. Lots of squirming and squeaking, everything soft and milk smelling and movable, like we were one great big complicated animal. I never met my dad, and my mom didn't say much about him except that he was trouble. Mom had a beautiful fawn coat. See what she's doing? She's moving my hand. Started moving my hand so that where'd she go? There. She's all white. She finds it. She's moving my hand so I pet her. That's what she's used to. Chihuahua, some this, some that. Nice, messy bloodline. Mutt's rule. Mom crooned to us, told us stories, laid down the law. I wonder if she knew she had much to prepare us for the world. We were born in a dark place, probably under some porch stairs, I suspect, since I remember the sound of boots plodding up and down and the biting, ugly smell of human feet. They called my mom Rio, and they fed her most days, though sometimes she had to fend for herself. She never showed fear towards them or respect. Indifference, I guess you'd say. Unless they tried to handle one of us. She growled then, hoping to make it clear that we were hers and hers alone. I myself got picked up a couple times. The hands reached in and grabbed. They were rough and smelled of strange scents, bitter and meaty. My mom's growl made me fearless, and I wriggled and yip! The hands shoved me back to the warm place where I could sleep and drink and dream in safety. Still, I understood in my simple puppy way that dogs belong to humans, and that's how it would be. Dogs belong to humans. Boss. My mom wasn't much for names. She had a lot of litters. I guess she'd run out of ideas. My brother, first, was Natch, the firstborn. Runt, my youngest bro, was the last. Dot had a little spot on her back, and Yip was always complaining. I was rowdy. It goes without saying, and that left my oldest sister, who we all called her Boss. Boss was small but mean, with a distinctive sharp-sounding bark. She could outmaneuver any of us to the best spot for dining. I admired her grit. Even if did get on my nerves when we got a bit older, less blind, more cocky, I fought her off occasionally, but mostly Boss won. She was fearless, that pup. But alone. The truck happened without warning one night. They threw us in a box, left my mom behind. I can still hear her frantic howls. I landed in a muddy ditch. It was a cloudy night, nearly freezing. Even the moon had abandoned me. And the smells. Everything was so wild and unknown. Animals with big jaws and bigger appetites, birds that swooped in to kill. Death and life all mixed together. I searched for my siblings until the truth became clear. I was utterly alone. I'm going to stop reading there. Somebody else will take a turn and read The One and Only Bob with you. So Darby was alone when we found her. Where's my Darby dog? There she is. There's my Darby dog. There's our Darby dog. Yes, there she is. That's our Darby. She was alone, and now she lives with us. And she has a very comfortable life, I think. Ocha. Huh? She gets to lay on couches and sleeps with us in our bed and runs around our backyard and chases balls. So she's not alone anymore. Have a